Welcome into WCMP's production of high school basketball. And now let's head to the court with Game Day Gilman.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's basketball broadcast here on WCMPradio.com. And real quick, before we get too far into the pregame show, just want to let you know, anyone who is watching on WCMPradio.com on our YouTube, just let people know who are expecting to listen on the radio. They will not be able to this evening. We are having technical issues back at the station, so these games tonight on WCMP will be on our website, only on our YouTube. So anyone who is trying to listen on the radio will not catch them tonight due to technical difficulties. So if you're expecting to watch the boys hockey game listen to the boys hockey game on 106.5 FM or listen to this game on 100.9 FM, please just let people know if you're watching this game right now that they will not be able to listen on the radio. Instead, these games will be on our website and our YouTubes only. So you can go to WCMPradio.com, go to that sports tab and click on broadcast schedule, and then click on the game you want to watch. So again, with technical difficulties with these at our station, and these will be on our YouTube and website only. But now getting into this game, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. I'll bring you all the action tonight from this Great River Conference matchup between the Pine City Dragons and the Braham Bombers. This is a very anticipated game between these two teams. The last time they played, well, Pine City came away with a one-point victory, 49-48. But this time, they're in Pine City, and Pine City is coming off a tough loss last Saturday. But first, why don't we take a look at the Braham Bombers? They come into this game, still fighting for that conference. They're 7-2, 11-9 on the season, and 5-1 in the section, right below Ogilvie. So they're having a very good year coming into this game. They are getting off of a win over Ogilvie last Friday, 56-52. So that will help them in their own section of 5 single A. And they are looking to continue the wins here tonight by getting one over Pine City, and that will help them to be able to grab a share of the conference crown. Pine City has already captured a share of it, but they look to grab the whole thing here tonight. If they can get the victory here tonight, they'll grab the conference crown outright. But again, they are looking for the win here over Pine City is Braham, as they lost at home 49-48, but Pine City trying to get the win here, hoping their home crowd could come and help them here this evening and get behind them. But it should be an exciting game no matter what. These two teams very good on the season, and both of them looking to grab wins here tonight, not only in the conference, but just get another win as we creep towards the end of the regular season and get into playoffs. This is a very important game for both teams. Big conference implication, not so much in the section-wise, because two totally different sections for these teams, two different classes, Pine City in Class 2A, Braham in Class Single A, but still a lot on the line for both of these teams. As I mentioned, Braham comes into this game sitting at 11-9, 5-1 in their section of 5 Single A, and 7-2 in the Great River Conference. Let's look at the conference standings real quick. 10-2 for Pine City, Braham 7-2, Ogilvie 6-3. So right now, Ogilvie's still in it along with Braham, and technically Rush City's still in it, but it's mainly the two-way race between Braham and Pine City. If Braham wins here tonight, they not quite guarantee a share of the conference title, but they can at least grab part of that share. They would have to win a couple more games. They do have a couple more games. They'll have one against East Central and Mille Lacs. So 2 more games after this game. And if they win all 3, including tonight's game, they'll grab a share of that Great River Conference title with Pine City. But if Pine City gets the win, they'll have it outright. Yeah, that's right, another outright title for the Dragons. And, of course, they're looking to stay undefeated like they were last year. But, unfortunately, their season got cut short due to COVID. So they're looking to not only make things happen this year and go and get another conference title, but they're looking to also go undefeated in the conference once again. Braham looking to make an upset here on the road. It's a big game, too. We've got the Dragon Sisters out there. The varsity players were able to basically, not necessarily sponsors, but they were basically a big sister to some of the younger basketball players. I think it's the elementary school players for the Dragons. They got to come out here and be a part of the Dragons starting line, or they'll be a part of the Dragons starting lineup. They got to be announced by their big sister. Everyone on the Dragons varsity roster had a group of young ladies that were out there with them that they were the big sister of. So pretty cool. And again, it's an experience for these younger girls to be out here because they look up to those players. And I think Ted Haas, their head coach, does a good job of reminding them, hey, these girls really look up to you, and they give a lot to look up to you and give to this program. So let's show them what they're coming into when they get to this level, and also just how to be a good basketball player on and off the court. Over on the Pine City side, they come into this game 16-4, 4-1 in the section, 10-0 in the conference, but they just suffered their first loss last Saturday to Sauk Center. After a 13-game win streak, they lost their first game to Sauk Center last Saturday in Alexandria, 62-54, and there's a very good chance those teams will meet up in the playoffs. So an opponent that they will more than likely see again, Pine City, but they got to look past that. That was last Saturday's game. Now you're into Tuesday. You got to focus on this game. A big game for you. You're taking on Braham, and it's a big conference game. A lot of conference implications. If you win this one, you got the title. If not, well, there's a risk you could have to share the title, and that's certainly not what anybody wants to do. But this one of their last few home games out of the season. They have 6 games left, including this one, and out of the 6, 4 are going to be on the road. This is one of their last ones at home. They'll host Foley at home next Monday. So not a lot of home games left, just this one and next Monday, and that's it. Then they'll be on the road for the rest. So a lot riding on this one. And again, it's the Hoops for Hope game tonight as well. They've got donations going for cancer awareness also, and they're wearing pink shirts. It's kind of a pink out night for Pine City as they look to not only play a very good game, but also donate to a very, very good cause. And we're going to get a word from the head coach, Ted Haas, about the night, what is Hoop for Hopes, here in just a few moments. In fact, we might get one here in just a few seconds, actually, and we'll hear a word from him. And it means a lot to a lot of these parents, players, because a lot of them, Ted Haas spoke about it, a lot of them have dealt with cancer inside their families or just inside their circle. And, for them, they want to support that, the awareness of it, and donate to it. So they've got the Hoops for Hope shirts on, and we're getting ready for this game here tonight. Of course, Pine City taking on Braham in this girls basketball game in the Great River Conference. We're going to pause things here. I'm not sure if we're going to get our national anthem or you hear a word. Looks like we're going to get our national anthem first, and while we do, we'll take a quick commercial break here. Word from our fine sponsors. You're listening to girls basketball right here on WCMPradio.com.
I'd like to take this time to thank everyone.
I apologize. We're going to go back out to Ted Haas and hear a word on Hoops for Hope.
Pink T-shirts to help raise awareness, but also to help in the fight against cancer. I think every single person in here has probably been affected by cancer in probably multiple ways. We have not a lot going on tonight as far as activities for it, but we sure encourage and would love it if you want to help support us in the fight against cancer. We do have some donation bins at the concession stand and at a couple of the doors if you're willing and able to help us. The funds will go right to the American Cancer Society. We've also sent money to the Harbor Room in Cambridge to help those that are fighting cancer, get through it a little bit better. So those are the places that we will send the money if you're able to do that. But thank you so much for supporting us in this effort. And if you want to donate, please do. I have one more quick announcement. Our senior night is on Monday, and one of our managers who's been with us for a long time cannot be there on Monday because she has a class. But Rhea Merrick has been with us a really long time, and she means a lot to our team, has been just a wonderful asset to everything that we do. She's been our bookkeeper on the road. She does our points board at home, and just does a lot of other things for our team as well. And we want to wish her well next year in college, and we're certainly going to have a hard time filling her shoes. So thank you so much for all you've done for us.
And now we'll hear a word from our sponsors for the national anthem.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
It's the holiday season. That means sipping hot chocolate and spending time with family and friends. But it also means winter is here, and your furnace is working hard. With your comfort and safety as our top priority, Aquarius Home Services is offering a $55 furnace tune-up and safety inspection. At Aquarius, it's about keeping you cozy warm and worry-free for the holidays, and treating your home and time with respect. Schedule your furnace inspection today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low since 2017. Chad Greenway talking Franzen Bank Mortgages. Now is a great time to buy or build your first home, your dream home, or that cabin you've always wanted. Or maybe refinance and lower your monthly payment. The local mortgage experts at Franzen Bank will find an option that best fits your situation. Buying, building, or refinancing. Find a Franzen Bank mortgage expert today at franzenbank.com/getthere. Tell them Greenway sent you. Franzen Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back here on WCMPradio.com, getting ready for our starting lineups here. Of course, heard a word from Ted Haas, the head coach of the Pine City Dragons, about the Hoops for Hope night, and of course Pine City's senior night next Monday as they host Foley. They will be without Raya Merrick that night, and if you didn't hear, Raya Merrick, their senior, who has been their bookkeeper on the roads, and just gave a nice word about her, did Ted Haas, and about Hoops for Hope night. The donations are going to a good cause, cancer awareness, and the Dragons are pink out tonight for that. They're wearing a bunch of pink. They're pink shirts, pink headbands, and a lot of people in the crowd are wearing pink as well, just to support it as well. And if you're here, you know someone here, you tell them, hey, donate. It goes to a very good cause. And, of course, you're in for a good basketball game as well. Looking at the starting lineups here for both of these teams, we will start with the Braham Bombers, and the Braham Bombers it'll be number 1, Madison Davis, number 2, Aaron Zimpel, number 5, Julia Kunke, number 14, Lacey Kuda, and number 35, Nicole Duvernay. And the only senior in that one senior in that starting lineup is Lacey Kuda. They have 2 seniors on their roster, and Lacey Kuda and Ella Kunke. On the other side for the Pine City Dragons, it will be number 3, Ella Sell, number 4, Maddie Berglund, number 12, Carly Jusak, number 14, Chloe Lind, and number 42, Carissa Nassine. The Braham Bombers are head coached by Zach Lloyd. The Pine City Dragons, of course, by Ted Haas. And we are just about set to get underway here. Of course, don't forget to stay tuned after the game for our Nichols Cafe Player of the Game. We'll award one player with a free bacon cheeseburger meal for being the Nichols Cafe Player of the Game. Of course, thank you again to Nichols Cafe for providing these gift certificates for our Nichols Cafe Player of the Game. It'll be Julia Kunke out there at center court looking for the jump ball. Along with her will be Chloe Lynn, so Julia Kunke and Chloe Lynn out for the jump ball. Of course, Julia Kunke's sister Ella Kunke, one of the only 2 seniors on their roster. The jump ball is up and it goes to Nassine. Nassine will win it for the Dragons, and a possible quick 3 from Jusak. She pulls it down, gives it to Lind at the top of the key. She drives into the corner, gives it off to Berglund. Berglund back out to the top of the key to Nassine. Nassine will drive in, gives it to Sell now. Sell over to Jusak. Jusak going to drive inside now to Lind. Lind wants to drive inside. She spins her out off to the corner to Nassine. Now Nassine Backs it to Berglund on the elbow for three. No good. Racing for the rebound. It's swatted and goes right to Kuda. Kuda up the court with it. Kuda bounces, gives it off to Davis. Davis picks it up at her feet, and she drives to the top of the key. Will kind of reset things for the Braham offense. She gives it off now to Kuda. Lacey Kuda driving inside. She stops, gives it off to Julia Kunke. Kunke now back out to Davis. Davis looking to drive inside. Waits, pulls it down, now off to Duvernay. Duvernay's going to drive inside, pulling her way inside. The shot is up, no good, and Jusak's going to come down with the rebound for Pine City. Inside to LSL. Beautiful passing, and LSL will get the first points on the board for the Dragons. Nice assist from Carly Jusak. Duvernay with it now. Up the court to Kuda. Kuda on the near side. That ball was tipped by Berglund, but it did get to Davis. Davis at the top of the key trying to drive. She backs up to the Dragon logo. Now gives it off to Kuda. Kuda gets a screen. She drives to the free throw line. Stops. Bounce pass to Kunke. Kunke over to Davis. Davis, she'll pause on the far side. Telling her offense where to go. Gives it off to Kuda. Kuda bounce pass to Duvernay. Duvernay over to Davis. Davis pulls up from three. That's no good off the front of the rim. Racing for the rebound, and it's going to touch out of bounds. And the Dragons will take over. LSL will get the inbound pass from Jusak, and Sell takes it up the court. Clock has just started rolling. They took a minute to get it going again. Lynn will get inside, put it up and in for two. Working on Duvernay. And now it's 4-0. Kunke to Duvernay. Duvernay pauses right back to Kunke. Kunke now to Kuda. Kuda loses it. And the Dragons will watch it roll, and it will roll out of bounds all the way on their defensive side. That pass to Kuda just a little bit out of her reach. She was able to slap it forward, but that didn't work for the Braham Bombers as it rolled all the way out of bounds. 4-0 as the Dragons get it back. Sell has it. Sell gives it off far side to Jusak. Jusak right back to Nasine at the top of the key. Now to Berglund, wide open in the elbow, and she gives it off to Jusak inside. Down to Nasine for three. That's off the mark, and getting the rebound officially is Kunke. Kunke up the court with it. Gives it off now to Davis. Davis trying to drive inside. She's going to throw it into the bleachers. Looking for Zimpel on that pass as she got towards the boundary line, then underneath the basket, had really nowhere to go with it. Tried to look for Zimpel, and Zimpel, that ball was just well over her head. Berglund will inbound to Sell here for Pine City. 4-0. 15:30 left in the first half. Sell gets around one defender, drives inside, gives it out to Berglund. Berglund on the far side elbow for three. That's no good. That ball is swatted back to Jusak for the rebound. Nasine has it over to Sell. Sell thought about three, inside to Jusak. Jusak turns around, puts up the shot. It's in for two. Both the Jusaks, Cameron and Carly, man, they got the turnaround jumper working. I mean, they just go inside, bully their way, and then spin around, put up the shot, and it's good. Now Davis with it up the court for the Bombers. She's inside the perimeter, trying to pass to someone. Now getting it to Duvernay. Duvernay has that one ripped out, and it will roll out of bounds. Braham will hold on to the ball, rather. Duvernay trying to drive inside, almost not called for the travel there, but the ball was ripped out right before she got that third step. Julia Kunke drives inside, puts up the shot, no good. That ball is swatted, and Carly Jusak will come down with it. Up the court quickly to Sell. Sell trying to work inside, nearly loses it, and now getting it is Zimpel with the steal. Zimpel up the court quickly, now to Duvernay. Duvernay stops on the near side elbow. She picks up her dribble, gives it off to Davis. Davis at the top of the key, directing traffic. And now she'll go to the far side, passes it to Kuda. Kuda drifts back to the top of the key, and now we're going to get a whistle, and the first foul of the game will go on Braham. Looks like a moving screen on Braham. Oh, Julia Kunke will be the guilty Bomber. And the Dragons will start with it, 14:25 to go. Jusak gets it from LSL on the inbound. Jusak drifting far side, trying to go around the defender. Shot is up, no good, but she was fouled on her way up, and she's going to go to the line and shoot two. Our first trip to the free throw line for either team. Oh, and do we get another one on Kunke there? I think, yeah, they did. So Julia Kunke, back-to-back fouls, unfortunately. Carly Jusak's at the line to shoot two. First one is up and good. Checking into the game is Sophia Johnson for the Bombers. And Jusak is set for her second. Nails them both, and it's 8-0 early on. Johnson looks to inbound. She gets it to Duvernay. Now quickly up the court goes Kuda. Kuda racing to the basket. She stops, passes it back out to Zimpel for three. That's good. Erin Zimpel for three. She'll finally get the Bombers on the board on the assist from Kuda. 8-3 now. LSL walks it up the court. She stops. Passes it to Lind. Lind over in the corner to Berglund for three. That's good. Berglund answers with a three of her own on the assist from Lind, and it's 11-3. The passing from the Dragons, man, is just so good. Davis in trouble, lobs it over to Zimpel. Zimpel comes down with it. That was in some traffic. Nice job to track it down. Off to Duvernay. Now over to Kuda. Kuda goes inside to Sophia Johnson. Now to Duvernay. Duvernay's looking to drive inside. Gets it off to Johnson. Johnson somehow comes down with it. And now for three on the other side is no good from Zimpel. Lind comes down with the rebound. Lind will take it up the court for the Dragons. Passing out to Berglund. Berglund thought about three. She's guarded, though, by Davis. Now to Nassim, to LSL on the far side corner. Right back to Lind. Near side elbow. Lind will pull up from three. That's no good. And waiting for the rebound is Davis. Madison Davis comes down with it. 11-3, 13 minutes to go. Davis brings it up the court on the near side. She pauses for a moment, then gives it off to Kuda. Kuda on the elbow. She's going to get around one defender. Now drive inside. She's guarded by Jusak. She gets around Jusak, and that is up and no good. And Jusak's going to come down with the rebound. Jusak quickly up the court into the paint to Nassim. She throws up a shot, and that one is no good, but coming down with the rebound again is Jusak. Jusak now to LSL on the far side corner. No good, and Duvernay is going to come down with the rebound. LSL trying to get another three on the board. Up the court go the Bombers. Davis makes one defender miss, puts up the shot, and no good. She had to put up that shot because she took one too many steps. Just a smart play by her. She knew how many steps she took, and she knew that she had to put that ball up to the rim at least to avoid the travel call. Jusak with it on the other side for the Dragons. Oh, and then Jusak and Berglund. Big miscommunication between them. Berglund was on the far side corner. Jusak was traveling her way. Jusak looked to pass it to her, and as she did, it went over Berglund's head because Berglund was coming back towards her to the top of the key. So it'll be a turnover by the Dragons, who lead 11-3 with 12:10 to go. Erin Zimpel has it, and she gives it off to Kuda. Kuda goes up the court, stops. That ball's tipped, gets to Zimpel for three. That's good. Erin Zimpel showing to be a problem from the perimeter. Can't leave her open like that. Berglund gets it off to Jusak. Jusak trying to drive. She gives it off to Nassim on the elbow. Now to Summer Thiemann, who checks into the game for the Dragons. Thiemann off to Berglund. Inside to Jusak, who nearly has it stolen away, and now we're going to get a foul. And this foul going to go on Braham. It's going to go on Sophia Johnson, her first, team's third. Berglund looking to inbound. She does to Jusak. Jusak brings it down. Now out to Berglund on the far side for three. That's no good, and it falls right in the arms of a Bomber, and that's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by a Dragon. We got a number 21 on the court. Not sure who that is. Do have a number 21 from the JV, Sunny Lily. Not sure if that's who that is. This inbound goes to Kuda. Kuda with it on the far side. We'll pass it backwards behind her to Zimpel. Zimpel on the far side. And this one poked away. Coming down with it is Sophia Johnson. She's guarded by Nassim. Now trying to get it off. And before she can, we're going to get a timeout here called by the Braham Bombers. Braham is going to call their first timeout of the half. 11:17 to go with that timeout. It's 11-6. Pine City has the lead, but again, already proving to be a problem is Erin Zimpel. She's had the ball a couple of times, but she's had the ball on the perimeter twice, and she has made both of the shots that she has taken from the perimeter. So right now, I think if you're Pine City, got to make sure she doesn't get open at all on the perimeter, because both times she did, there was no question about it that they were going in. Both teams with a pretty good pace so far here in this game. Nothing too crazy, but it's not slow by any means. This is not a slow pace. This is a pace that is it's a pretty good pace. Kuda will get the inbound, and she'll just hand it back behind her to Davis. Davis gets it off on the far side corner to Zimpel. Zimpel looking to drive inside. She stops, gives it back to Kuda. Kuda looking to get around Berglund. She keeps the ball away from her. She gets around Berglund, now gives it back. Again, not sure if 21 is Sunny Lily, but if that is, that's 21. That's the JV number, so not sure if that correlates with the varsity. Hoping it is. Kuda with it. She'll give it back to Davis. Davis with it. She's trying to get around Thiemann. Man, Thiemann and Sell, probably the two best defenders out there. That doesn't mean that the other ones are bad. It's just those two, man, they are so tough to get around. Davis eventually gives it off to Johnson, and now to Kuda. Kuda back to 21, who I believe is Sunny Lily. Now to Zimpel, to Sophia Johnson, to Davis. Davis gets around Thiemann, trying to drive inside. The shot is up, and looks like we're going to get a first foul here on Pine City. Ted Haas asking a question about it because he's saying that it looked like she put her shoulder into that one, trying to be a running back out there. Put her shoulder into it just a little bit. Kudo off to Zimpel for three, and no good. Well, I'll take blame for that one. The announcer's jinx. Jusak with the rebound up on the far side of the court. And she'll look to give it off now to Nassine at the top of the key. Gives it to Thiemann. Thiemann on the near side elbow with the three is no good. And Lind and Zimpel fight for the rebound. Lind does come up with it. Gives it off to Jusak. Now all the way across the court to Maddie Berglund. Top of the key to Nassine. Nassine to Summer Thiemann on the far side elbow. Lobs it inside to Jusak. Jusak picks it up over the defenders. No good on the first shot. No good on the second. But she gets a rebound both times. Now off to Lind on the far side for three. That's good! Lind for three on the assist from Jusak. She got two of her own rebounds there. But the three comes away from that sequence, and it's 14-6, and now we get another foul here on Pine City. That'll be their team's second. Looks like that'll be on Thiemann once again. Oh, that's tough. Thiemann going to have to check out of the game. LSL will check in for her. So Thiemann with two fouls here in this game. 14-6, the Dragons lead. 9:35 to go. Inbound to Zimpel. Zimpel takes it up on the near side. Now gets back towards the top of the key, towards the center of the court. Drops back just a little bit. Now travels to the far side. That one's tipped away, but gets to Kuda. Kuda to Duvernay. Duvernay looking, gives it off now to Zimpel on the near side elbow. Zimpel tries to drive inside on Sell. Sell guarded well. This ball is passed to Sunny Lily. It was tipped by Jusak, but somehow the Bombers got it back. Kuda with it. She's going to drive inside. That pass, she tried to get it around Jusak to Sunny Lily, but that was knocked out of bounds by Jusak. Again, 21 on the Bombers varsity. They don't have one, but on JV it's Sunny Lily. So if that is not the correct name to number, I apologize, but that is what is on the roster right now. Zimpel from the free throw line is good. Zimpel adds two more. It's 14-8. LSL takes it up the court now for Pine City. She gets around one defender, then gives it off to Carissa Nassine. Now out to Jusak. Jusak wants to drive inside, gives it off to Sell on the near side elbow to Berglund. Berglund goes inside to Jusak. Jusak spins around, comes down with it. Far side pass to the near side to Lind. Lind fakes and then drives inside, and we're going to get a foul. Whistle came just a tad late, but it comes out nonetheless, and unfortunately Duvernay is going to be the guilty Braham Bomber party. That'll be her first, team's fourth. With 8:35 to go, and the Dragons leading 14-6. Lind is at the line to shoot two. Good on that one. First one is up and good. Looks like Davis and Julia Kunke will check back into the game. Lind gets set for her second. That one's up, no good, so Lind makes one of two. Getting the rebound, though, is Carissa Nassine. She gives it out to Sell, not a Berglund on the far side elbow. She's wide open for three. Oh, it rattles in and out. And going to come up with the rebound is Lily, Sunny Lily. Up to Duvernay, all the way up to Zimpel. Zimpel has a clear shot to the basket. Oh, and then overshoots it. No good. Julia Kunke right there for the rebound to put it up and in for 2. That's what teammates are for. 15-10. Past the halfway point now. 8:05 to go here in the game. LSL drives inside quickly out to Lind. Lind gives it up to the top of the key to Jusak. Jusak pauses for just a moment, now drives inside, pass back out to Berglund. Berglund inside, she gives it out to Nassim, top of the key to Sell. Sell all the way across court to Jusak on the near side. Jusak in the near side corner to Berglund. Berglund fakes the 3, then she drives, and going to get Berglund on a travel. Ted Haas doesn't like that one, neither do the fans, and I'd have to agree. I thought she took the proper amount of steps and then dribbled, but refs do not agree, and Bombers will get the ball back. Duvernay. Duvernay has it. She'll look to get it off to Davis, and that's going to go just over her head. And Zach Lloyd, their head coach, giving a word of strategy and encouragement to the Bombers, just saying, hey, just got to bring it down just a little bit. 15-10. LSL now to Nassim. Nassim looking for someone to give it off to. Gets it off to Jusak at the top of the key to Berglund on the near side elbow. Berglund now to Nassim. She pauses, gives it to Sell, to Berglund. Berglund not going to take the shot. Instead goes to Sell. Near side elbow. That's no good. And coming down with the rebound is going to be Davis. Davis takes it up the court here for the Bombers. Looking to get around Sell, but Sell, again, a very good defender. Now to Julia Kunke. Kunke at the top of the key, gives it back to Davis. A hard pass. Davis, nice job. Soft hands to take that one in. Now gives it off to Zimpel. Zimpel gives it inside, and Lay left her wide open, up and in for 2 for Sunny Lily. 15-12. It's a 3-point game. Under 7 minutes to go. Pine City seemed to have all the momentum, and now all of a sudden Braham cut the deficit down to 3. Berglund inside to Jusak. She's double teamed. Tried to just throw that one up. Not the smartest of shots by Jusak, and Kunke comes down with the rebound, and almost traveling was Davis. She was able to dribble the ball, though. Now to Duvernay on the far side to Zimpel. Zimpel gets a screen, trying to drive inside, puts up the shot, and it is no good. Lynn going to come down with the rebound for the Dragons. Lynn will give it off to Nassim. Nassim up the court quickly. She's looking to drive inside, passes it back out to Berglund for 3. That's good! Berglund for 3 on the assist from Carissa Nassim, and it's 18-12. And we're going to get a timeout on the court. With 6:09 to go, the timeout called by Pine City. It'll be just a 30-second timeout. Pine City leads 18-12, and Dragons are able to get back on the board with a 3 there. Of course, like I mentioned, it seemed like Pine City kind of had all momentum to begin this game, but Braham slowly worked back, and they cut that deficit down to 3 just a couple of seconds ago, and then Pine City hit that 3 from Maddie Berglund, the senior, one of 2 seniors on this squad, the other one being Carissa Nassim. Speaking of the other senior, Carissa Nassim gave her the assist for the 3, so Dragons working hard out there. Inactives tonight for the Dragons. Of course, Sophie Lottie out for the season, and Brooke Boland inactive tonight for the Dragons. Both in street clothes, rocking those Hoops for Hope shirts, those pink shirts, supporting cancer awareness, and again, that's what tonight is about, especially a good game to do it on between these two teams. What a fun one it has been so far. Davis up to Kunke, now to Duvernay. Duvernay lob pass to Zimpel. Zimpel has an open lane. She stops backs it back out to behind the three-point line. Now to Duvernay, gives it off to Davis. Davis pauses at the Dragon logo. She's getting around Cell, now stops, backs it up, gives it off to Kunke. Inside to Duvernay. Duvernay gives it out underneath the basket. And that one's blocked. The shot blocked by Jusak. And she tried to give it inside to either, couldn't tell who was headed for, Berglund or Sell. They were both there, but it's tipped out of bounds. And last touch by the Bombers, so Dragons catch a break. Jusak trying to maybe force that one in there a little bit too much. Inbounded to Berglund from Sell. Lynn gets that pass inside, up and in for 2. The assist to Berglund on that one. And Bombers trying to pass out of the full court pressure put on by the Dragons. Kunke has it. Kunke nearly had that one taken away by Nassim, but she pulls it down now to Duvernay. Duvernay gives it off to Davis. Davis at the Dragon logo. Pulls this one down, dribbles it, gives it off to Kunke on the near side. Back to Davis at the top of the key. Now to Zimpel on the far side. Zimpel inside to Duvernay. That was tipped away, but Duvernay comes down with it. Duvernay trying to drive inside, put up a shot. It's no good. Nassim comes down with the rebound, and Nassim will take it up the court. Giving it off to Sell. Sell on the near side. Back all the way across to Lind. Lind trying to go inside. That one is lobbed up and off the fingertips of Jusak, out of bounds, and Bombers will take over 20-12. The Dragons lead under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Inbound to Davis. Davis quickly up the court here to Zimpel. Now to Kunke. Kunke, she stops on her drive, gives it back to Davis. Now to Zimpel at the top of the key. Zimpel backs up and gives it to Davis. Davis tells her to go towards the near side. She gives it back to Zimpel. Now inside to Duvernay. Duvernay, bounce pass inside to Sophia Johnson, who rolls that one home for 2 on the assist from Duvernay. 20-14. Jusak gives it to Sell on the inbound. Sell walks it up the court and now looks, gives it to Lind. Near side, Jusak, Nasine. Nasine now to Berglund, top of the key. That's good. Berglund has found a rhythm and she is in it. The assist from Nasine again. 23-14. Kunke up the court to Duvernay. Now to Zimpel. Zimpel on the far side. Gives it back to Duvernay. Duvernay. Bounce pass to Davis on the near side. Davis to Kunke. Kunke inside to Duvernay. Duvernay's just going to pull up from the free throw line. No one around her. And that bounces once and falls through. Yeah, just a smart play there by Duvernay. You got no one around you. No one's coming after you. Just shoot the ball. Come away with 2. Under 4 minutes to go. Nasine now over to Berglund again for 3. Oh, that one's in and out. And nice job by the Bombers to box out as Kunke gets the rebound. She gets it over to Zimpel. Zimpel on the far side. She takes it inside, drives. That ball is tipped, but it's going to go to Duvernay. Duvernay, the Bomber there to grab it. She works it, gives it off to Kunke. Kunke on the near side, right back over to Zimpel. Zimpel inside to Duvernay. Duvernay thought about pulling up from the free throw line. Instead, she will, the fake, and then this one rebounded by Sophia Johnson, but they're going to get a jump ball call, and it will stay with the Bombers. So the Bombers are able to tie that one up on the rebound. Rather, I should say the Dragons are. And they get the jump ball call, and the possession roll pointing their way, and they'll get to inbound. Zimpel trying to inbound to Duvernay. Duvernay passes it back out to Kuda. Now Zimpel in the far side corner, guarded well, but she gets the 3 to fall. Aaron Zimpel, a problem from 3. Berglund has it now for the Dragons. 3 minutes left in the half. Nasine inside to Lind. Lind's going to have to get this one back out somewhere, and then she travels before she can. Almost had the ball stolen away, so she had to make sure she had it, but unfortunately moving her feet while she did that, and that's a travel under 3 minutes now as the Bombers will get it, and they'll inbound quickly to Davis, now to Zimpel, now to up the court to Kuda. Kuda stops in her drive, gives it to Sunny Lily. Lily back to Davis. Davis to Kuda. Kuda back to Davis, top of the key. Over to Zimpel. Zimpel's been a problem from 3. You want to make sure to get you guard her well. Kuda now to Davis. Davis trying to get around Sell. Back to Kuda. Kuda to Davis. Back to Kuda. Inside to Duvernay. Duvernay going to pull up. And that's blocked! Blocked by Jusak. Duvernay thought she had an open shot, but Jusak with a nice block there. Berglund gets the pass from LSL. Nasine brings this one down. Now over to LSL to Jusak. Jusak going to pull up from 3 in the corner. No good. Duvernay going to come down with the rebound. For the Bombers, 23-19, creeping up on 2 minutes to go. Davis has it. Madison Davis working on Sell. Now gets it around to Kuda. Kuda thought about the 3. Instead, will pass it to Duvernay. Duvernay goes inside to, Sunny Lily for 2. And it's a 2-point game, 23-21, under 2 minutes to go. Sell driving, gives it out to Berglund. Berglund gets it to Jusak. Jusak gives off to Nasine on the far side elbow. Nasine gives it to Lind. Lind to Sell. Sell wanting to drive inside, spins around. Gives it out to Nasine on the far side for 3. That's well long, and racing after it. Getting it is Davis. Davis will take it up the court here for Braham. She stops, throws it inside to Zimpel. Zimpel back out to Duvernay. Duvernay just waiting there, and now back to Davis on the near side. Over to Zimpel on the far side elbow. Now inside to Duvernay. Duvernay to Kuda. Kuda fakes the 3, now drives inside. Has to get this one away as she picked up the dribble to Davis at the top of the key. Now to Kuda. Kuda on the near side. Gives it out to Davis at the top of the key. Now to Duvernay inside. Duvernay tries to get it inside to Lily. Lily has that one blocked, and then on the pass was blocked by Lind. It goes out of bounds. Bombers will hold on to it. 52 seconds to go, 23-21 in favor of Pine City. And the way this first half is going, looks like we're in for another 1-point game. Still have a long way to go, though. Davis gets the inbound pass. She works it around the perimeter, trying to go towards the top of the key. She's working on Sell. And Sell going to get in toward just a little too hard. So they'll get Sell for the foul. It'll be her first, team's third. 45 seconds to go. Davis inbounds to Kuda. Kuda behind her back to Davis. Davis bounce pass to Duvernay for three. That's no good. And Lynn trying to come down with the rebound. She does. Lynn will come down with the rebound for the Dragons. She lets the defense go pass, gets it up the court, drives inside, pass back out to Jusak on the near side elbow. That's no good. And Lynn comes down with the rebound, I believe. And we're going to get a foul on Erin Zimpel. Her team's fifth, her first. 25 seconds to go. Sell. Trying to inbound to Nasine, and that's going to be poked out of bounds by Braham. About a second and a half comes off the clock. Inbound, Sell gets it back from Lynn. Jusak at the elbow. Jusak now to Sell in the far side corner for three! Ella Sell drains the three. It's 26-21, and if you're the Dragons and you want to hold the Bombers from scoring, but if you're the Bombers, the only thing you want right now is a score, and going up for the rebound on the shot from Zimpel, both Jusak and Zimpel, but it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Jusak. Bombers will have about 5 seconds to inbound and shoot. 4.8 exactly, Zimpel. Zimpel found Sunny Lily, but it's stolen away by Jusak. We're going to get a whistle. I'm not sure who this is on. Oh, it's on the Bombers. It's on Lily. Her first, team's sixth. Sunny Lily. 1.7 seconds left, and maybe the Dragons will try and roll this one up the court. And that's going to be taken away on the inbound. The shot is not going to count as it was stolen away on the inbound by Davis. Ted Haas giving Jusak a word of encouragement, just saying, hey, got to go somewhere else with that one. The mismatch was where she threw it, and unfortunately it was stolen away. You want to make sure your team has the last shot possible. Unfortunately it was stolen away there by Davis. Good play by Davis just to sit back and watch that one get to her, but again, just a tough one there for Jusak. But she's getting a word of encouragement from her coaches, and they'll point her in the right direction. They'll let her know what to do next time. And again, I thought they might roll that one up the court, because if you roll it off the inbound and you don't touch it, the clock will not start as long as you don't touch the ball. So you could watch that one roll, but the way Braham was playing very, very aggressively, you may not have wanted to roll that one because they may have gone after it. You had to pick it up, try and shoot it from way deep, much deeper than you wanted to, and you wouldn't have been able to even get close. So trying just to get a deep pass, it didn't work for Pine City there, and we go to halftime with the score in favor of the Pine City Dragons. Pine City leads 26-21 over the Braham Bombers. We'll take a commercial break here, word from our fine sponsors, and when we come back, I'll recap the first half and give you some keys to the game for both teams in the second half. You're listening to Girls Basketball on WCMPradio.com.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity. A people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
Are you ready for winter? Call D&E Heating and Air Conditioning in Hinckley. D&E Heating and Cooling is a local Amana dealer with quality workmanship and superior service. Now scheduling into 2022, D&E is ready to assist you, keeping all your heating and air quality appliances working like they should this winter. Their technicians are dependable, knowledgeable, and will provide a professional work ethic. That's their promise to you. Make them your go-to guys for all your heating and air quality systems. Look them up, deheatingcooling.com.
3 words, Sriracha Cheese Curds. Introducing the latest A&W family restaurant side with a kick. Sriracha Cheese Curds have arrived at A&W. We've spiced up our 100% Wisconsin white cheddar cheese curds with just the right amount of Sriracha heat. You can enjoy Sriracha Cheese Curds with your favorite A&W combo or on their own. Make sure to cool off the heat with a frosty mug of original A&W root beer. Hurry in, Sriracha Cheese Curds are only available for a limited time at your local A&W family restaurant in Pine City.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear & Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear & Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important. Whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones, call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Back here on WCMPradio.com. Your home for tonight's girls basketball game between the Pine City Dragons and the visiting Braham Bombers. Pine City leads here 26-21. Leading the way in points for them was Maddie Berglund with 9 points. She hit 3 threes there in the first half. Chloe Lind with 8, 5 for LSL and 4 for Carly Jusak. Although she's not getting a ton of points right now, she does have 9 rebounds in the game. So 9 rebounds there for Carly Jusak in the first half, 4 points. She usually really comes alive in the second half and helps out her team in any way, not just point scoring, but rebound steals. She does it all, as does this entire team. It seems like, when we talk about all these teams in the area, it seems like everyone just does everything so well, and I think that's a testament to the coaching up through the years of basketball. On the other side for Braham, who trails, Erin Zimpel leads the team with 11 points. She hit 3 threes herself in that first half. Then 4 points for Sunny Lilly, 2 for Kunke Duvernay and Sophia Johnson there in the first half. 6 first half fouls for the Braham Bombers and 3 for the Pine City Dragons. So a very clean first half there for Pine City. And it started out with the Dragons getting out to an early lead there, and it looked like they were going to control all the momentum and take this game right from Braham and just kind of not necessarily run away with it, but definitely control the momentum from early on. But that was not the case. Braham was able to work back and slowly chipped away at the lead. They never took the lead, but they got within a couple. They got so close as 2 within the lead, but Pine City was able to hold on to that lead and maintain it and take it into here at halftime. And You know, it was a close first half, and I expect it to be a much closer second half between these two teams. Of course, the first time they played, Pine City got the victory by 1 point, 49-41. That was a part of their 2 games that they won by 1 point. They got the victory over Braham, I believe it was on a Tuesday, 49-48, and then they went to go and play Rush City in Rush City, and they got the victory there, 46-45. So a week where they won twice by 1 point, a total of 2 points in 2 wins. That's not usually what you're hoping for as a coach. I mean, a win's a win. You'll definitely take it. But when you're thinking of, when you want to win and how you want to win, you definitely want to be having a little bit more success and definitely want to win by a little bit more. It makes it easy on the coaches themselves to win by a little bit more. But for Braham, you just got to be thinking, they know how close they were last time, and they know Pine City upset them in their own house. Now Braham is going to want to do the same here in Pine City. They're going to want to get the victory over Pine City in Pine City High School, so they're going to be looking to do the same here against Braham tonight, or against Pine City tonight, I should say. Braham wants the win, and they desperately are doing anything to get it here. They're working so hard here tonight. A couple of blocks there by Carly Jusak in that first half, but a couple of steals by the Braham Bombers. Davis and Zimpel each had a steal for the Bombers, so they're showing up on defense. This was about an average scoring first half, I think, for both of these teams, and it really looked good on both sides of the ball. Not a whole lot to change for either side. I think both teams playing very good. You had 2 very hot shooters in that first half, and Maddie Berglund and Aaron Zimpel, both of them just hitting on all cylinders from 3 points. Both of them hit 3 first half 3-point shots there, and I think if you're both teams, I think you're going to want to make sure to get out on the perimeter a little bit more, and noticing that, hey, we have our shots out there if we want them. We just got to take them more. Of course, Berglund hit 3, and then 1 for Sell and 1 for Lynn. That's a total of 5 there in the first half for Pine City. The only 3 points made by the Bombers was Aaron Zimpel and her 3-point shots made. But going into this second half, keys to the second half for both these teams, I think for Pine City, you just got to continue to play your game, continue to put a little bit more pressure on Braham on defense. And I think just continue to get it to the open shooter and just let them shoot. I don't think you want to limit this team to, trying to drive it one way or get it out some way. I think you just, when you have an open shooter, just tell them to shoot, because that's kind of been the formula here in the first half, but they've been more working on the passing there in the first half to get someone open and then shoot the ball, and that's been working. So not much to change, just maybe trying to get people open on the perimeter just a little bit more, and just tell them to take the shots when they are open, because you don't want to leave any shots off the board, much like Duvernay did there in the first half. She was at the free throw line, noticed no one was coming at her, and that she had an open shot, so she threw it up and got it to fall and got 2 points for her team. And that's what I mean by you don't want to leave any shots out there, because you could be leaving points. So that's the keys for Pine City. For Braham, I think you're going to have to not necessarily key in on anybody, but watch the perimeter shooters. You don't want to leave anybody from Pine City open too often, because they hit 1, then they hit 2, then they get in a rhythm, and then they're hot, and then they just can't miss. And we see that from Carly Jusak a lot of times in the second half. So maybe you want to watch her a little bit more in this second half if you're the Braham Bombers. On offense, I really don't see anything different you need to do. Maybe give the ball to Zimpel and tell her to shoot from the perimeter a little bit more, because, she's shown that she can hit anything from the perimeter in that first half. And maybe tell her, hey, we're going to give you a little bit more freedom on your shots. Maybe take a couple more, even if you're guarded, because she hit a 3-point shot right in the face of a defender, and that defender was Chloe Lind, so not an easy defender to get by. In the first period over there across the way, Pine City boys lead over Becker Big Lake 2-0. Then in the boys basketball game, I don't even have time to finish. Carissa Nassine hits a 3 right away. 29-21. Basketball game in Braham between Pine City and Braham. Pine City leads at halftime 56-17. Duvernay has it for the Bombers, and she gets around, lobs the pass to Zimpel. Zimpel stops. She's going to pull up a 3 from herself, and she hits one as well. She answers. So we see back-to-back 3-point shots early on here. And let it begin. Let them start to fall. Nassine trying to lob it into Jusak. A very, very dangerous pass that gets stolen away by Kuda. Kuda going to take it up the court. She stops, gives it back. Cannot see the number of who that was. It was Davis for 3, her first points in the game. Come by way of 3, and it's 29-27. So the Bombers are opening up that perimeter game a lot more here in the second half, and I think if you're the Dragons, you might want to match that. Because right now, Bombers, they haven't missed on both shots they've taken. Nassim gets it on the pass from Jusak, now over to Sell. Sell's going to take the three. She wants to answer. That one's off the mark, no good. And getting the rebound is Kunke. Kunke takes it up the court. She passes it off to Davis, now to Zimpel. Berglund getting in the way of the pass, knocks it out of bounds. Braham will hold on to it, but if you're Pine City, that's exactly what you want on a fast break. Zimpel inbounds to Davis. Davis on the far side. Gives it off to Kunke. Kunke pauses just a moment, then dribbles, gives it off to Davis on the elbow on the far side. Davis will go back to the top of the key, now to Zimpel. Zimpel tries to pass it inside to Kuda. Luckily, she does get it. Now Kuda to Zimpel, now to Duvernay. Far side to Davis. Davis bounce pass to Duvernay. Duvernay waits, gives it to Davis. Gets a screen, gives it off to Kunke. Kunke now to Kuda. Kuda gets around one defender, passes it back out to Duvernay. Duvernay to Zimpel on the far side, gets a screen, and then the pass goes back to Duvernay. Duvernay trying to get around one defender, and we're going to get a travel, I believe, on Duvernay. Yep, she stopped and started and took one too many steps there. I understood the idea she had to get around the defender. I liked it, but just one too many steps, unfortunately, for Duvernay, as LSL will take it up the court now. LSL pauses at the top of the key, then push pass to Lind, and then a dangerous pass again inside. This one's going to be stolen away by Zimpel. We've seen a couple of those there in the first half, just trying to force it inside on the passes when maybe they have no business passing it inside, and because there are just plenty of hands around, whether it's Jusak or Lind on the inside, they just maybe forcing it a little bit too much, and now stolen right back by Berglund. Berglund with her first steal of the game. Berglund takes it up the court. She picks up her dribble, gives it off to Lind. Lind is going to pull up from three on the far side corner. That's no good, and Jusak goes down to the court hard. Luckily, everyone is okay. She's okay. She came down hard, but luckily she gets up and is okay. First foul in the second half here for Lacey Kuda. Her first of the game, and I should say her team's first in the second half. So LSL will inbound. She gets it to Lind. Lind thought about pulling up for the jumper, but does not. Gives it to Nassim. Now back to Sell. Sell at the top of the key. Gets it off to Berglund on the elbow. Now to Lind at the top of the key. Lind wants to go inside. Instead, smartly gives it off to Nassim on the far side. Nassim, she waits. She dribbles. Drives it inside. Gets it to Berglund. Now back to Jusak at the top of the key. Jusak gives it to Lind on the near side elbow. Lind fakes the shot, gives it to Nassim. Long three, no good. Coming down with the rebound is Kuda. Kuda gets the rebound and gives it off to Davis. Now to Zimpel. Zimpel! Oh, it didn't touch out of bounds. She kept it alive, though, to Jusak, right back to Duvernay. Duvernay has it poked out by Nassim, and we're going to get a whistle on, I think, Nassim. Tough one there for Nassim. It looked like she got a clean poke, but Duvernay's back was to me, so I did not see it cleanly. And apparently, speaking of clean, it wasn't. First foul in the second half here for Pine City. LSL will check out, and for her is Summer Thiemann. Thiemann had quick 2 fouls there in the first half, and she had to come out of the half there for a while. It's a handoff to Zimpel. Zimpel gets it back to Duvernay. Duvernay gets it back to Kuda. Gets a screen, and now we'll toss it to Kunke. Kunke to Davis. Gets a screen, but Nassim there to get it. Now inside to Kunke, and that's going to tie things up. Nice passing from the Bombers. Ties things at 29. If you're the Dragons right now, it just feels like all momentum is just completely shifted. Summer Thiemann to Nassim, now to Lind. Lind back to Nassim. And Haas not liking something that wasn't called. Jusak comes down with the rebound. Gives it to Thiemann, now to Nassim, inside to Lind. This ball gets to Jusak and gets it back out to Berglund. Nice job by Jusak to save that one. And now she'll get the pass from Nassim on the far side. Jusak trying to drive inside. And that drive is going to draw a foul from the Bombers. Jusak went in with some authority on that drive. This foul going to be on Kuda. Gets her second and team second of this half. 13:41 to go. So after a quick 3 to start the half from Pine City, it's really been nothing since. Jusak is good on the first. She'll break the tie, make it 30-29. Sonny Lilly and Sophia Johnson checking in for Kunke and Kuda. Jusak getting set. Second one is no good. She makes 1 of 2, but getting the rebound is Nassine. She gives it to Berglund. Now to Nassine in the far side corner for 3, and it's good. Nassine breaks the drought for Pine City on the assist from Berglund once again. Duvernay gets the pass. She gets it up quickly. Here to Sophia Johnson. She stops, looking for someone to pass it off to. This is right to Thiemann. Thiemann gets the steal. Thiemann up the court, taking it to the basket, throws it up. It's no good. Lynn will swat this one away, trying to keep it alive for the Dragons, but it will find its way out of bounds. And the Bombers will take over. So Braham trailing 33-29. Inbound to Davis, now to Duvernay. Gets it up quickly to Sophia Johnson. On the other side to Zimpel. Zimpel thought about 3, instead pulls it down, puts up a floater off the glass and in for 2. Erin Zimpel. She's been a playmaker tonight for the Bombers, and continuing here in the second half. Berglund up the court to Jusak. Jusak now stops, gives it off to Nassine. Nassine gives it to Thiemann on the elbow on the far side. Now to Nassine back at the top of the key. Nassine gives it to Berglund. Berglund wants to go inside. Nice lob pass to Lynn, and Lynn finds it off the glass and in for 2. Berglund give her another assist. That's a tough pass. It was a good one, though. It was a smart one, too, because Lynn was one-on-one with the defender, and that time the hand's not able to get in the way of the ball from the Bombers. They have it up the court. It's Davis. Davis at the Dragon logo. Gives it off to Zimpel. Zimpel to Duvernay. Duvernay at the free throw line. She's just going to pull up, and why not? Makes the 2 again. That's exactly how she got her other 2 points in the first half. No one was coming at her. She just stood at the free throw line and said, hey, I got an open shot. Why not take it? And she drains it again. 12 minutes to go. Jusak has it on the near side elbow. Now across the court to Summer Thiemann. Thiemann pulls it down, gives it off to Nassine at the top of the key. Now back to Berglund on the far side. Berglund inside to Lynn. Lynn trying to work around the defender. She tries to put up this shot. It was blocked, I believe, by Duvernay. Duvernay with the block, and I know they're trying to drive inside, but man, as soon as they get that ball inside, they swarm whoever it is, whether it's Jusak or Lynn. There is at least 3 defenders around them. Nassine gets the inbound pass. She waits. Called her for a travel. I didn't see it from my angle, but again, I do not have the cleanest of angles. So a travel call on Nassine, and the Bombers will catch a break there. Sonny Lilly inbound to Davis. Davis has that poked out by Berglund, and Berglund looks to head coach Ted Haas saying, was it a foul? Was it? Berglund will get the team's second foul, her first of the game. This inbound gets to Zimpel. Now to Davis, quickly up to Kunke. Kunke trying to race the defense. Instead, she'll pause and wait, give it back to Zimpel for 3. No good. And coming down with the rebound is Kunke. Kunke. And this ball pass was tipped by Thiemann. Luckily, it got to Davis. Davis gives it off to Zimpel on the far side elbow. Now to Lilly. Lilly looking. She gets it to Davis, who scoops it up off the ground. Now to Kunke, a far side to Zimpel. Zimpel back to Kunke. Kunke top of the key, gives it inside to Lilly. Now out to Davis. Davis pulls up from the jumper. It's in and out. That shot was in and out, and the rebound still up for grabs. Coming down with it is Zimpel. Zimpel with the rebound, gets it to Davis. Now to Kunke. Kunke goes inside to Sonny Lilly. She tries to get it out, and I think she traveled. She did. Oh, man, that was a tough one there for Lilly because she was trying to drive. She took just one too many steps as she tried to pass, and if they didn't call the travel, her pass was going to be clean, and her teammate was going to find the basket for 2. 10:55 to go, 35-33. A very good game here on hand between the Pine City Dragons and the Braham Bombers. Great River Conference game as well. Nassine inbound passes it inside to Lind, and then Lind is going to be fouled as she receives the pass, and that'll be the 3rd team foul for Braham and the 2nd on Sophia Johnson. Berglund tries to get it to Lind, but luckily Nassine is over there to grab it. Over to Berglund. Now to Nassine once again. Nassine, that was a dangerous pass, and it was taken away by Kunke. That one was not the highest completion pass that you want to take, if that made any sense. Davis with it. She's traveling to the far side of the court. She gets around Berglund, now goes inside, puts up the shot off the glass. No good. Jusak's going to come down with the rebound. Jusak will take it up the court. She gives it off to Berglund. Berglund goes inside to Lind. Lind going to be fouled on the shot by Kuda. Oh, and Kuda going to go down here. Hopefully she's okay. Kuda falls to the court, and we do have a foul here. It's going to be on Kuda. Hopefully she's okay. We're going to take a commercial break just to make sure she's okay.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas. When you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Lacey Kuda able to get up and walk off the court under her own power, so that is encouraging to see. Never want to see anybody get hurt. Never, never, never. Hopefully she's all right and able to get back into the game here for Braham. But again, Lind was fouled by Kuda, unfortunately, and Lind is at the line to shoot 2 now. Lind's first one rings around the rim, and it falls out. 35-33 with 10:09 to go. Lind, second one. Oh, it rattles out again. Duvernay will come down with the rebound, so no chance for Pine City to take or further their lead, rather. Davis with it, gets a screen from Duvernay. Duvernay gets the pass back from Davis. Davis will just hand it back to Duvernay hand it back to Davis, excuse me. Now to Kunke on the far side, dribbles across. And we get, looks like an illegal screen here on Braham. Oh, a push. So not even an illegal screen, it was a push. So Duvernay trying to get the block. She pushed on the block, unfortunately. Zach Loy, not a fan of the call. It looked like she might have stepped to kind of get a little bit more of a screen, but I didn't see a push. Either way, a push is called, and LSL, the pass to Jusak, now over to the far side to Lind. Lind to Thiemann, has it go through her hands, but luckily she turns around, grabs it right back, gets it over to Sell on the far side elbow. Now to Belsheim, Emma Belsheim in the game. And looks like we're going to get a timeout called here. And this timeout called by the Dragons. And while they take a timeout, we'll take one as well. You're listening to Girls Basketball on WCMPradio.com.
It's the holiday season. That means sipping hot chocolate and spending time with family and friends. But it also means winter is here, and your furnace is working hard. With your comfort and safety as our top priority, Aquarius Home Services is offering a $55 furnace tune-up and safety inspection. At Aquarius, it's about keeping you cozy warm and worry-free for the holidays, and treating your home and time with respect. Schedule your furnace inspection today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Minnesota, it's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls.
Back here on WCMP. Pine City leads the Bombers here 35-33. Timeout over with. That was called by Pine City. They have 3 left, 4 left for Braham. So 4 left for Braham. That'll probably be coming into play here in the next 4 or 5 minutes. This inbound, though, to Jusak. Lob to Lind. Lind trying to work around Duvernay. Now gives it to Thiemann near side. Now to Belsheim. Belsheim will pull it down, give it to Sell. Now to Jusak on the far side. Jusak to Thiemann. Thiemann thought about 3. Gives it off to Lind. Lind, she thought about 3 as well. Fakes it, gives it to Belsheim. Belsheim wanted to go inside. Double teamed is Jusak, but now they go inside to Jusak. Oh, it rings around the rim a couple of times. Jusak was waiting for it to fall out, but it does find its way home, and it's 37-33, 9 minutes to go. We've reached the halfway point. Sophia Johnson has it up the court for Braham. All the way across court to Zimpel. That pass was tipped by Thiemann, but getting it to Davis now is Zimpel. Now to Kunke Duvernay inside. Duvernay at the free throw line gives it back to Davis. Now to Davis once again from Kunke. Now to Kunke, back to Davis. Back they go. Back and forth. Now inside to Duvernay. Over to Johnson. Johnson puts up the shot. It's no good, and then a foul call. Just a bunch of passing there from the Bombers, and we get the foul on Belsheim, her first. Team's third here in the second half, and Sophia Johnson will go to the line and shoot 2 here for Braham. She had 2 points in the first half. Nails that one. 3-point game with 8:37 to go. What a game we have here between these two teams. It has been fun. And Sophia Johnson good on both. Back to a 2-point game, 37-35 with 8.5 minutes to go in the game. Thiemann gives it to Jusak. Jusak now to Sell. Sell's going to pull up from 3, just off the mark. Lynn there, though, to grab it down. Lynn working, circling around the defenders, and that shot is up, no good. Duvernay going to run after it to get the rebound. Duvernay takes it up the court. If you're Pine City, I think the last thing you want right now is for Braham to tie this up, because they got all momentum right now. Davis has it. Davis working it into the near side, gets a screen from Duvernay. Now back to the top of the key, gives it off to Kunke. Kunke on the far side, gives it to Zimpel. Zimpel trying to work on Thiemann. She drives inside, puts it up and in for 2. We have a tie game. 37-all with under 8 minutes to go. Plenty of game left till we reach the end, but man, both teams have that finish line in sight. Jusak gets a screen from Lynn. Jusak drives inside, pulls up the jumper. That's off the front of the rim, no good. Lynn comes down with the rebound. She puts it up off the glass, no good. Duvernay's going to come down with the rebound. And if Braham takes the lead here, I don't know if they're going to look back. Davis takes it on the far side. She's looking for someone to throw it to. Gets a screen from Duvernay. That's who she'll pass it to. And now she gives it off to Johnson. Now over to Davis. Davis working around the perimeter. Guarded by Belsheim, now gives it off to Duvernay. Duvernay wanted Zimpel. Zimpel up and in for 2. There you go. That might be just what the Bombers needed. And this might be the Bombers' game right now. They have just worked so hard, and in this second half, it seems like the Bombers have kind of had all momentum. Julia Kunke, not a fan of that call. She lets the referee know about it. Got to be careful, though, because if you say too much, the ref might give you another foul. You don't want to say too much. But these refs letting it go. That's her third foul, team's 6th. 37-39. Belsheim checks out, and in for her is Berglund. Now off to Nassine on the inbound from Jusak. Jusak, it rings around him. I apologize, didn't mean to elongate her last name, but that one rang around the rim a couple times. Clock's still running. We got to stop the clock here. Got to stop the clock. Finally stopped the clock. Well, 6:34 to go. According to the clock, they let a couple extra seconds roll off there. 39-all here in this game, and a timeout called there by, looks like Pine City. So Pine City calls the timeout. They'll have 2 left, 4 left for Braham. 39-all here in this game, and it is coming down to the wire. Over in that Pine City boys hockey game, they lead at the end of 2 periods, 4-1. 4-1, Pine City leads. This is their last home game of the regular season, so trying to get the victory at home over Becker Big Lake. And in this game, of course, we're tied at 39. And it's been a fun one. Over in that the Braham boys versus Pine City boys. Pine City gets the victory 85-39 over Braham. So Pine City boys get the victory over Braham 85-39, and the two teams here tied at 39 with about 6:34 to go. Kunke inbounds to Davis. We're tied at 39 with 6.5 to go. Pass to Kuda. Kuda gets around the defenders, and just a pass out. Maybe should have just taken the shot. Kuda wanted to get it to Zimpel, and the pass, I think, just a little bit too hard as it got past her, and it went out of bounds. Now Pine City will take over, and they'll have a chance to regain the lead. Lind gets the pass. She drives to the near side, and that pass, not a clean one, and Kuda gets it. She takes it, and she travels. So as she went to stop, her sneaker slid, and that's what's going to be the travel. Berglund has it off the inbound. She's trying to get around Davis. Now inside to Lind. Lind at the free throw line. Spins around. Nice move by Lind. Inside and up and in for two. Oh my goodness, what a move from Chloe Lind. Lind faked one way, spun around the other direction, and then had just a wide open lane to the basket. Lind, what a move. Davis gets it off to Kunke. Kunke now to Duvernay. Duvernay back to Kunke. Kunke in the near side to Zimpel. Floater up, no good. She gets her own rebound, puts it back up, no good once again, and Jusak going to be fouled. Zimpel got her own rebound, but Jusak got the rebound that time, and I believe it's Duvernay who's going to be the guilty Braham Bomber. She will be. That'll be her third foul. Teams should be seventh. Yep, it is the seventh, and looks like we will send Jusak to the line for two. .41-39, 5:29 to go. 1-1 opportunity, and Jusak makes the first, so she'll get a chance to shoot another one. 42-39. And the second one, off the backboard and in. That one looked a little bit hard off the backboard, but it falls nice and cleanly home, 43-39. Still plenty of time left, 5.5. Davis, picked up the dribble, and she did not. Oh, my goodness. Looked like she may have taken a step too many, but luckily her coach was paying attention. Zach Loy called the timeout just in time to avoid the travel call. Very smart move there by Braham head coach Zach Loy. That was about to be disaster for Braham. They were about to turn the ball over once again and give Pine City a chance to up their lead. But a timeout called there, a smart timeout called by Braham head coach Zach Loy. Both of these teams, of course, fighting for that conference title. Right now, Pine City sits at top, undefeated, but they are trying to close out the regular season undefeated in the conference, and so far, so good. But Braham has been their, I wouldn't say Achilles heel, but they have been so tough against Pine City this year, as is Rush City. So Pine City has to get through this game first. Undefeated so far in the conference, but again, not over. Still got about 5.5 to go in this game. 43-39. Kunke will get set to inbound out of the timeout. And she'll get it to Davis. Now to Kunke on the far side. Kunke going towards the top of the key, gives it to Duvernay. Duvernay tries to go inside. She backs it back out to Kunke. Kunke, a floater, no good. Taken by Jusak up the court quickly to Lind. Lind covered by Kunke. Right to Jusak, a little floater in for two. The assist goes to Lind on the Jusak score, and Jusak double-double once again. 13 points now in the game. Kunke on the far side. She's double-teamed, trying to get around Thiemann. Trying to pass it over Berglund to Duvernay. Duvernay has a shot, pulls it down, gives it off now to Zimpel. Zimpel going to drive in, gives it off to Kuda. Kuda gives it off now to Davis for three. No good. And Zimpel somehow comes down with the rebound. I don't know how she missed, but Duvernay comes up with it and puts it up and in for two. So Zimpel, don't know how, but she came down with her first rebound, and then Duvernay the second, 45-41. Berglund to Nassine on the far side. Now to Jusak. Jusak going towards the near side corner, stops, picks up her dribble. Gives it across to Lind on the elbow for a possible three. She pulls it down, drives inside, gives it back out to Jusak. Jusak on that very same far side gives it to Thiemann at the top of the key. Thiemann driving towards the near side corner, spins around trying to get a screen. She stops at the free throw line looking, gives it off to Nassine. Nassine trying to get around the defender, gets a screen. She tries to go inside, pulls up a shot, and Julia Kunke not a fan of the call. Shows that she is shocked, and Kuda is going to have her fourth. All of them, unfortunately, coming in the second half. 18 fouls now for Braham, as Nassine's at the line to shoot 2. First one's up and good, making it 46-41. Nassine's second one rolls out, but Jusak right there for the rebound, and it goes in for 2. So a 3-point play out of that trip. Nassine missed the second one, but Jusak came down with the rebound and put it up and in for 2, 48-41. Davis, back to Kuda. Kuda getting it over to Davis. Davis passes to Duvernay. Trying to look for Kunke. Kunke's guarded well inside to Zimpel, up and in for 2. Yeah, really no chance there to guard Zimpel cleanly, so they just kind of backed off and let her shoot, 48-43. That's something else that Ted Haas has talked about, the head coach for Pine City. Sometimes you just can't take the foul. You need to just let them shoot the layup, and 50% chance that they'll miss. And now we're going to get a foul on Braham. Zach Loy, head coach for Braham, not a fan of that call, and that one was close. I thought Braham might have been there in time, but we're going to get the foul on Braham. Oh, no, that's Kuda's 5th, unfortunately, so Kuda has to check out of the game. That's a tough one. Lynn will be at the line. I don't know if it's 2 or 1-1. I believe it's going to be 2. Lynn is good on the first. (49-43). Lynn, no good on the second. And we get a foul now on Pine City. That'll be on, Jusak gets her first, team's 4th. 49-43, 3:09 left here in this game. Davis up the court, gives it off to Johnson. Johnson on the elbow, gets it across to Davis. Lynn trying to smack that one away. And now working it back and forth between Johnson and Davis, and this time Lynn will swat it away. It wasn't out of bounds. Nassine gonna get the steal. Nassine takes it to the basket, up and in for 2. Oh my, what a change there. Lynn was going back and forth as the Bombers were passing it between Davis and Johnson, and as they were passing it back and forth, Lynn was working her way between the two, kind of playing, monkey in the middle or prickle in the middle, wherever you want to call it. She was playing that, and then when Johnson went to go back to Davis, Lynn showing the hops off and got up and swatted that one away, and Johnson was just going to let that one go out of bounds, realizing it would have been last touched by Pine City, but Nassine being aggressive and hustling to the ball, realizing, hey, it hasn't touched out of bounds yet. She took it and takes it to the basket, puts it up and in for 2. That is a very good hustle and aware play from Carissa Nassine. Very good job from her. I mean, that changes a lot here in this game. 51-43. Just not necessarily, there's still plenty of time for both these teams to work, but just momentum-wise. You could hear the crowd. You could just feel momentum all of a sudden swing back to Pine City, and it just looked like, Braham just all of a sudden, their tire just deflated. So Pine City, wow, what a play there. Lynn with the tip pass, Nassine takes it, steals it, brings it to the basket, throws it up and in for 2, and now it's an 8-point game, 2:41 to go. Lynn will work back and forth again between Johnson and Davis. This time, Davis gets around, gets it off to Johnson, and now Davis wide open for 3. It's off the front of the rim. Racing for the rebound, it'll be Lynn who comes down with it. Lynn gives it off to Thiemann. Thiemann zooming up the court, and she's guarded by Zimpel. Now gives it off to Berglund. Berglund gives it off to Nassine. Nassine to Lind. Lynn to Berglund in the near side corner. Works it around the perimeter, gives it to Nassim. Now to Summer Thiemann. Thiemann gives it to Jusak. Jusak to Lind. Takes the three, just a little bit of a head bob to Berglund. Berglund had that one poked out by Davis. Trying to get around Davis is Berglund. Berglund stops to Thiemann. Now to Nassim. To Thiemann again. Thiemann dribbles it around the perimeter, trying to take some time off the clock are the Dragons. Berglund now to Nassim. Again, Pine City just trying to take some time off the clock, but Nassim finds a lane to the basket, puts it up and in for two. 53-43, a minute and a half to go. Davis up the court to Kunke. Kunke, nice fake, drives inside, has to pick up her dribble, then throws it out to Duvernay. Duvernay able to come down with it. In fact, it's Johnson. Johnson gets the tip from Duvernay. Lynn guarding Duvernay gives it over to Davis. Davis gets under the arm of Lynn as she went up to try and block the pass. Now to Zimpel. Zimpel, that one's no good off the shot. She's fouled. She'll go to the line. Or will she? Yes, she will. This is going to be the third foul here for Summer Thiemann. Zimpel, no good on the first. Duvernay will check out of the game. It's Sunny Lilly who is in for her. Zimpel, no good on the second, and coming down with the rebound is Carly Jusak. She gives it off to Lind. Lind on the far side with 1:10 left, gives it to Jusak. Now to Nassim. Nassim gives it to Jusak. She had to float that one. Jusak guarded by Kunke, and now looks like Zimpel going to be called for the foul, and that will send Jusak to the line to shoot two, as that'll be a double bonus now for Pine City. That one's going to be on Zimpel, her second. 10-point game, under a minute to go. It's definitely not over. Definitely not over. Good on the first from Jusak, makes it an 11-point game. Lily checks out, in for her is Duvernay. Jusak good on both. Jusak hits both. It's 55-43. Again, still not over. Just under a minute to go. Johnson has it. She's going to drive inside. Puts up the shot. No good. Oh, no, but she traveled before she got the shot off. So no shot. And it looks like we get a couple subs here for Braham. Oh, it'll be Emily Davis and Alex Risedam. Again, those are the JV numbers, but I believe they correlate to varsity. Inbound to Berglund, and it's going to go out of bounds, but I think they're going to get a foul here on Braham. Oh my, that's going to be a tough one. That foul is going to be on Davis. Her first of the game. She's played a really clean game. Berglund at the line. First shot is up and good. Maddie Berglund. Kunke and Johnson check back in for Braham. 56-43, 50 seconds to go. Berglund hits the first. Looking to go 2 for 2, and she only hits the first. Rebounded there by Kunke. And this ball rolling on the ground, picked up by Julia Kunke. On the far side, that is Davis. Davis toting that boundary line. Nice job. She one-hopped it. Gives it off to Duvernay. Far side. Duvernay drives inside. That ball is up. No good. Rebounded by Nassim. Nassim with the rebound. 30 seconds left. No choice by Davis but to foul. As this game under 30 seconds now, 56-43. Braham with the lead. Or Pine City. My goodness. Pine City with the lead, 46-43. Carissa Nassim no good on the first, but she's got 2 opportunities, so she'll have another one. 56-43, 30 seconds to go here in the game. Second one is up and good from Nassine. 57-43. Davis has it. Gives it off to Kunke. Far side. Kunke gets around Berglund. Trying to drive towards the basket. She stopped. Gives it off to Duvernay. Duvernay for three. No good. Off the front of the rim. Coming down with the rebound is Johnson. She throws it up with her right hand and gets it to fall. 10 seconds left, and Summer Thiemann spins around, gets it up past half court, and will get it off to Jusak, and that will write an end to this one. The final here in Pine City. The Dragons get the victory over the Braham Bombers, 57-45. What a game we had on our hands. It was a fun one. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, stay tuned for the Nichols Cafe Player of the Game. Of course, Nichols Cafe is the place where Dragons players, coaches, and fans go to get fed. Remember, eat more bacon. That, again, is Nichols Cafe. We'll hear a word when we come back from our Nichols Cafe Player of the Game. We're going to word from our fine sponsors. You're listening to Girls Basketball on WCMPRadio.com.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low since 2017. Chad Greenway talking Franzen Bank Mortgages. Now is a great time to buy or build your first home, your dream home, or that cabin you've always wanted. Or maybe refinance and lower your monthly payment. The local mortgage experts at Franzen Bank will find an option that best fits your situation. Buying, building, or refinancing. Find a Franzen Bank mortgage expert today at franzenbank.com/get there. Tell them Greenway sent you. Franzen Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
Are you ready for winter? Call D&E Heating and Air Conditioning in Hinckley. D&E Heating and Cooling is a local Amana dealer with quality workmanship and superior service. Now scheduling into 2022, D&E is ready to assist you, keeping all your heating and air quality appliances working like they should this winter. Their technicians are dependable, knowledgeable, and will provide a professional work ethic. That's their promise to you. Make them your go-to guys for all your heating and air quality systems. Look them up, deheatingcooling.com.
3 words: Sriracha Cheese Curds. Introducing the latest A&W family restaurant side with a kick. Sriracha Cheese Curds have arrived at A&W. We've spiced up our 100% Wisconsin white cheddar cheese curds with just the right amount of Sriracha heat. You can enjoy Sriracha Cheese Curds with your favorite A&W combo or on their own. Make sure to cool off the heat with a frosty mug of original A&W root beer. Hurry in, Sriracha Cheese Curds are only available for a limited time at your local A&W family restaurant in Pine City.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear & Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear & Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Back here on WCMPradio.com, we're going to extend our postgame just a little bit longer as the Dragons, with that win, capture the Great River Conference title for yet another year. Of course, they are undefeated right now in the Great River Conference, look to end the season undefeated, but with this win here tonight over Braham, they are Great River Conference champions. So congratulations to Pine City, the girls Dragons team, as they have captured the Great River Conference crown for the third year in a row. Last year they captured it for the second year in a row. Last year they were undefeated in the conference, and this year look to do the same as they're cutting down the net right now to put over their Great River Conference champs trophy. 57-45, they got the victory over Braham. It was a good game for both of these teams. It was a fun one to watch. And if you were unable to catch the game, I got a little bit of a recap for you. Points-wise, we'll go through that first. Aaron Zimpel had 22 in the game. Then it was Sophia Johnson and Nicole Duvernay with 6, 4 for Julia Kunke and Sunny Lilly, and 3 for Madison Davis. On the other side for Pine City, 4 players had double-digit points. Carly Jusak, 17, 13 for Chloe Lynn, 12 for Carissa Nassine, and 10 for Maddie Berglund. Now, Nassine's points, all 12 of them came in the second half. 5 for LSL, by the way, too, on the night. Carly Jusak, another double-double, 17 points, 14 rebounds for her. She's been a rebound machine for the team. Of course, these stats are not official, as I like to mention after every game. These stats are not official. They are just the best that I can do to keep up with the action and then write down the stats and everything else. But again, the win here for Pine City gives them the Great River Conference title as they get the victory over Braham, 57-45. Of course, they are cutting down the net right now to put over their conference trophy. And we're extending this postgame just a little bit so we can get a word from the Nichols Cafe player of the game. Thanks to Nichols Cafe for providing that free bacon cheeseburger meal certificate for the Nichols Cafe player of the game. Cutting down the net here is Pine City as they have captured the Great River Conference title for a third year in a row. Last year undefeated in the conference, and this year look to do the same. Well on their way as they get another victory here tonight, this one over Braham. Their last game ended with Pine City grabbing the victory in Braham 49-48. This year, Pine City a little bit better margin of victory as they get the win 57-45 over the Braham Bombers. It was a fun game. At halftime here, it was 26-21, and early on it looked like Pine City was going to just take this game right from the get-go. They set the pace, they set the tempo. Everything was falling for them early on, but Braham was able to come back and combat that with their defense. Their defense stepped up, made some big plays. Erin Zimpel got things going for their offense as she hit a big 3 early on. And looking at the threes that she made, she had 4 of them in this game, and Madison Davis had 1. So 5 total for the Bombers. And Erin Zimpel really ignited a fire in that Braham offense here in this game. She got the first points on the board for Braham, if I remember correctly. They were trailing 11-2, I believe. And Zimpel was able to hit a 3 and really get things on track. It might have been 11-3. I apologize now that I think about it. But it was a fast first half, and Pine City and Braham went on their way battling throughout. Braham made it within 5 there at halftime. As I mentioned, they trailed 26-21. Then as we got out of the half, Pine City got off to a little bit of a slow start there in the second half. Braham looked like they were going to really turn things around. They had the lead at one point. They led 39-37. And it really looked like that Braham was going to turn things their way and really just take this game away from Pine City because they had captured all momentum in the second half. They just started turning things their way, and they just couldn't be stopped on offense, and their defense was providing a huge problem for Pine City, and Pine City just could not overcome it, but finally able to get over it. Pine City tied it up at 39, and then they didn't look back. Of course, they only allowed 6 more points, and they went on to score 18 from that point, of which they tied it at 39 apiece. So a good game for both of these teams. Braham unfortunately takes the loss. They'll walk away from here, though. They got to hold their head high. What a game and what a battle they did. They will fall to 11-10 on the season, 7-3 in the conference. So no conference title for them this year, no share of it. But they have plenty more coming up their way. On Thursday, they will travel to East Central to take on the Eagles, and then they won't have a game till next Tuesday, in which they'll host Swanville. Then next Thursday, Mille Lacs. That next Friday, they'll host Crosby Ironton, and then they'll have to travel on the road for their final game of the season on Thursday, February 24th. They'll travel to Barnum, to take on the other Bombers. So a battle of the Bombers to end the season there for Braham. That should be a fun one as well. Pine City with the win tonight. Again, Great River Conference champs for the third year in a row. What a great feeling it must be here for the Dragons. But this is just one piece of the puzzle. This is just one piece. You've got a lot more to work on until you get to the end of the season. And in fact, it starts Friday. Friday, they travel to Chisago Lakes to take on the Wildcats, a 3A school, and that will be one fun game between those two teams. I'm excited for that one. Fortunately, we won't be out there. That's out in Chisago Lakes, but I'm sure our very own morning show host, Joshua Miron, might be PAing that game. I'll let you know, and maybe he can get us some updates from that game while we are here broadcasting the Malacca Pine City boys basketball game. So as I mentioned, Chisago Lakes for the girls on Friday, and then next Monday they'll host Foley for their last home game of the season. That'll be senior night, and then they'll travel next Thursday to Ogilvie, and then the Tuesday after that they'll travel up to Proctor, and then on that next Thursday, the final Thursday, their final game of the season, February 24th, they'll travel out to Malacca to take on the Wolves. So plenty left here for the Dragons to get through, plenty more to work on, plenty more they got to work through, plenty of good teams. Foley at one point was at the top of Section 6AA, so a very tough team in Foley that they'll face next Monday here at home. But again, they'll have their home court advantage. They'll have their home fans behind them. And there is the final piece of the net cut down. Coach Ted Haas cutting it down and to put around that Great River Conference trophy. And the Dragons, again, for the third year in a row, are Great River Conference champs. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll hope to catch the Nichols Cafe player of the game. If not, I'll just wrap things up. But stay tuned to the morning show, as we'll get you more updates from there as well. But also to the Coach's Corner live on Saturday, as we'll for sure have an interview with Coach Ted Haas about this game, and we'll talk more with him. But we're going to take a commercial break. Hopefully we'll come back and hear from the Nichols Cafe player of the game. You're listening to Girls Basketball on WCMPRadio.com.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important, whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones. Call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
It's the holiday season. That means sipping hot chocolate and spending time with family and friends. But it also means winter is here, and your furnace is working hard. With your comfort and safety as our top priority, Aquarius Home Services is offering a $55 furnace tune-up and safety inspection. At Aquarius, it's about keeping you cozy warm and worry-free for the holidays, and treating your home and time with respect. Schedule your furnace inspection today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Back here on WCMPRadio.com. The Pine City Dragons get the victory over the Braham Bombers 57-45 and are Great River Conference champs. They claim the title for the third year in a row. They were undefeated last year in the conference. Look to do the same here this year. Well on their way after the victory over the Braham Bombers. The Bombers proved to be the only threat to try and grab a share of that title, but Pine City gets the victory over Braham this time. A little bit bigger of a margin of victory for Pine City this time around. The first time they played Braham, it was a 49-48 victory for Pine City. This time, 57-45. And of course, Pine City on Friday will travel to Chisago Lakes to play the Wildcats, and they will have a tough matchup there. And we're getting our Nichols Cafe player of the game up to us here, and we'll get her all hooked up here if I can gather everything. Of course, it's got to be all twisted up, but now we are joined by our Nichols Cafe player of the game, Carissa Nassine. Carissa, congratulations on the win. How did it feel to be a part of this game, because it was fun to watch?
It felt great. We played them 2 weeks ago and won by 1 point, so this was kind of a nerve-wracking game, but I think we did a great job. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in that game. This tempo was pretty high to start with. Was that kind of the game plan to start this game with that kind of momentum or tempo?
That was definitely the game plan. Last time we came out kind of slow, and I think that just set the tone for the rest of the game. So we knew that if we wanted to put them away this time, we had to play our game and start off strong.
Absolutely. And in the second half there, it got really close, and Braham eventually took the lead. What was the message to you guys when they took the lead about, hey, we still got plenty of time left?
We were told that, there were 6.5 minutes left. We just had to go play our game for the next 6.5 minutes. We knew that we wanted to win. We knew we wanted to cut down the nets tonight, be conference champs, secure that title. So we knew we had to go give it our all for 7 more minutes, and we did.
Absolutely, and you got a lot of points here in the second half alone. Was that part of the game plan, or were you just finding open shots?
I was just finding open shots. I think the energy of the team, we were all taking our shots tonight. We were all playing our own roles. So I think we all wanted each other to succeed, and because of that, we all played well.
Absolutely. Well, here's this for you for being the Nichols Cafe player of the game. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you.
That, again, was our Nichols Cafe player of the game, Carissa Nassine. Thank you so much to her for joining us. And, again, the Dragons are Great River Conference champs. Once again, the third year in a row, they grabbed the conference title. And this time, they are, once again, Great River Conference champs. Thank you again to Carissa Nassine for joining me on the postgame, for being our Nichols Cafe player of the game. And we'll wrap it up here. Pine City, the victory over Braham, 57-45. They get the victory. And not only that, they get the Great River Conference title. So again, the Dragons will play in Chisago Lakes on Friday as they take on the Wildcats. And for Braham, coming up here for them, they will play also on Thursday at East Central against the Eagles. So stay tuned to the WCMP morning show for your local sports update at 7:45 and 8:45, and if you don't catch it there, you can go over to our sister station, Nice 95.5 FM, at 7:30 and 8:30 with Rockin' Robin Riley, the morning show host on WCMP, hosted, of course, by Joshua Miron. So stay tuned for that. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. Of course, want to thank all of our fine sponsors for sponsoring this broadcast. Not just this one, but all of the winter sports. We can't do it without them. Without them, we wouldn't be able to come out here and bring you any of these games. Once again, the Dragons get the victory over the Braham Bombers 57-45 and capture the Great River Conference title. For WCMP, I am Ethan Game Day Gilman. Have a great rest of your night.